Live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Everyone, this is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. That is a live look right now of the Columbia River there from our camera up in Vancouver, that Mary Hill camera, and it's pretty nice out. So it's a little bit different than what you were seeing yesterday. Pretty awesome, but we are here live streaming with you as always every weekday. So we start about 1 p.m. Pacific. We cover a wide range of topics on this show. As I mentioned, I'm Greg Nibbler, so we're live streaming on our social media channels. We're on our website. We're on our apps, so lots of places to find the show and, of course, cover it afterwards. And one thing we do cover here are events and people coming to town, and that is what we're talking about today. Gianmarco Soresi is going to be at Helium Comedy Club this weekend, starting on Thursday, running through the weekend. And we're going to talk about a whole bunch of things that he's been in and accomplished. You may have seen his face on TikTok or any of the number of different shows he's been on, including talking about NPR, Esquire, Comedy Central, specials, and The Real Housewives of New York. We're going to find out about that and more. Joining us right now, we have Gianmarco. Hey, first off, thank you very much for joining us here today. Really appreciate it. And, I know you're out on the road. Are you on the road right now, or are you back at home?
Oh, I'm back home for like 2 days, but I was just in Denver, so it's every weekend. I'm somewhere else, different time zone.
I would imagine that's hard to even just keep up with yourself, having to do that constantly. Or are you so used to this point it doesn't matter?
Oh, it matters deeply. It's having a deep negative impact on my social life and my family. But the comedy, it helps. The chaos, I think, helps me find the funny within it.
It helps build that up. So at least your personal sacrifice is paying off for others. Well, tell us about, this tour and what you're doing on this, and, how long you've been going on it so far.
I mean, listen, ever since we bounced back from the pandemic, I've just been on the road forever. Comedians will go, oh, it's this tour or that tour. That's just for marketing. I've just been traveling every weekend for about 3 years now. And I've been to Portland. I think I was there for like one night, and this time it's a weekend. My mom's new boyfriend lives there, so honestly, that's more the reason I'm going more than anything else, just to meet this guy, see if he's any good. Maybe stepdad number 2. We'll see.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Well, she tells me it's weird. I'm in a relationship. She's dating. It changes the dynamic. She told me, I like this guy. I think I'm going to marry him. And I was like, well, not until I meet him, you're not. And then she was like, I don't need your permission. And I said, I will meet this man, young lady, or I will send you to your retirement community. So, we're figuring it out. I'm excited to meet him and see how he is.
What do you do when you're meeting your mom's new boyfriend? Do you go out to dinner? Do you have a serious conversation? What are the steps? Is there any plan?
Well, he's at this point. My mom, she only dates guys that are older than her, so she's running out of options. And I'll meet him, and he's an older guy, but I'm going to try to show my dominance. I'll be like, if you break my mother's heart, I will pull your plug. And then after that, we'll go out to dinner, and if knowing my mom, he'll be able to pay, and that'll be great. Then he'll win me over just like that.
There it is. So at least there's a roadmap and a template there. That's good. Well, mentioning you've been out on the road so much, and you were in Portland, I think last year for a night. Now you're going to be here for 3 nights. When you're going from town to town in all these different cities, granted, things are sometimes different in each place. Obviously, it's a diverse country. But for your performance, do you change up what you're doing at all depending on what city you're in, or do you kind of keep it as the same basic temperament for each place?
Oh, I wish I had a temperament as stable as that.
Temperament may have been the wrong word, but
it flows depending on where I am, where I'm coming from. And I like it when I get to be in a city for 3 days, because I think when I came there last time, I land, I go to the hotel, maybe I get a coffee, and I'm on stage. When I'm there for 3 days, I can walk around. I can get to know the place, maybe write some local jokes, visit some museum, some restaurant, and it definitely informs what I do. But I kind of bounce all over the place. I got some new stuff, I got some old hits, I got some crowd work, and I love when I can really get to know a place and come up with something specific for that area.
Nice. So do you do that just by going out and talking to local people, or do you try to read up on what's going on? I'm sure every town, no matter where you go, there's a town that they make fun of, no matter what that
Oh,
is.
sure.
Yeah,
Everyone thinks they're better than the town next to them,
right.
and that's fun to play with. Yeah, I like to talk to people. I like to go to weird museums. I'm done with art museums. You know, I've seen every picture of Jesus I need to in my lifetime. I like weird. I like indie. I like history museums, and it's nice to just kind of feel the local flavor and see what mood people are in for each show. But each show is different too. You know, it's just about the people in front of me.
Yeah, yeah, and just interact with them. That to me seems like that would be one of the most challenging things is being, interacting directly with somebody right there in that moment. You don't know them, you don't know what their response is going to be. Like, do you have a technique that you go through with that, or do you just jump right into it and you've done it so much you just know how to navigate that situation?
I found that when I get my best crowd work moments, I'll tell a joke and I'll listen if someone laughs a little differently than everyone else. If someone laughs a little too hard or a little bit too slow, because usually that means it touched on something sometimes dark, sometimes just very personal to them. And I find if I can follow it based on what I hear, usually that person has a story to tell. So that's my method. You know, some comedians, they'll look at, oh, look at this guy who's wearing this weird hat. Some people, what do you do for work? But I find the best is when I can see how they're reacting. And if someone's laughing a little too hard, they have a little twinkle in their eye, maybe they're tearing up, I go, boom, you're the one.
Something's hit home with them for some reason, in some way.
And I want to find out why.
Yeah. I mean, that is fascinating to find out why, and to be able to do it in a way that you're doing it, so it works out for everybody. For people who haven't been to your show before, so say it's you were only here the one time before, or the one time last time anyway, one night. You're here for 3 nights, so people are going to have an opportunity, hopefully, to get out and see you. What can people expect from a Gianmarco show?
Listen, first of all, a lot of jokes. Don't be fooled by the social media. I'm doing some crowd work here and there, but it's going to be a lot of jokes. I like a little dark twist. I like a little, listen, I love Rodney Dangerfield, but Anthony Jeselnik is always going to be my comedy god. So I like to surprise you. I like I don't like the idea that I'm offending people, but I like to talk about that dark thought you had in the back of your head, and I like to go after everyone. I like to point out that everyone's full of crap. There's no one that I'm holding up. I'm poking holes wherever I look. And so we're going to talk about some family stuff. You got a screwed up family, I'm your guy. You want to talk about how the country's screwed up, I'm your guy. You want to talk about how your relationships are screwed up, I'm your guy. And I'm saying screwed up because I know I'm on Fox, but that's not the word I'm using at the show. And I'm doing a really good job of it right now. But I promise you that I'm going to hit something that you like. If there's something you want to talk about, I get into it. And it's going to be jokes, you're surprised by. And ones you're going to want to tell your friends. And I love talking about everything, whether it be personal, grand, country, philosophical. I like to go over the whole map. So, if you don't like something, wait 2 minutes and it'll be something else you really do.
Nice. And again, that's coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Helium Comedy Club. Okay, I got to ask just a couple of things about your resume, The Real Housewives of New York. How did that happen? What were you doing on that show?
Someone said, do you want to do a live, a stand-up show? They're going to film it for something. And then I go there, and there's a lot of cameras, and I didn't know what it was. So I'll be honest with you, and I think I can say this in Portland. I got a little bit stoned, and I got too stoned to be in front of TV cameras. And it was a weird thing because I was performing on stage, but all the cameras, they were not on me. They were on this group of 10 or 12 women eating dinner, sort of watching the show. And I was like, this is a very strange arrangement. And I asked my friend because I don't watch the show. I don't watch Real Housewives. And they said this Real Housewives, I guess one of their ex-husbands or boyfriends, he was performing on the show. That's the only time they turned the cameras to the stage. But all I'm lucky is they only included about 2 seconds of me on stage, high as a kite, barely getting through a story. And luckily, I didn't get any hate mail, or no one said, wow, that guy sucked. But it was quite an experience, and I can't believe that I am part of the Real Housewives history, the
Yeah.
canon.
Yeah, in the annals, of history, when it goes into, obviously Hall of Fame type of stuff, you will have your mark in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, clearly. That's hilarious. All right, the one other thing I want to ask you is this Jeff Goldblum thing. I understand that you are waiting for Jeff Goldblum to get into trouble so you can play him
Yes.
in like a Lifetime movie.
Yes. Lifetime feels reasonable. I have done him a lot of times. I've done a lot of Jeff Goldblums. I love Jeff Goldblum because, I'm Jewish. Jeff Goldblum is Jewish, and sometimes with Jews, we were known for our stutter, our stammering. And Jeff, what he did, he made it sexy. He took the stammering and he added a little glide between it, and so he made us kind of sexy, and so in return for everything he's done for the Jewish people, I'm hoping he gets in terrible trouble, and they make 20 movies about him, and in one of those movies they let me play him. Probably on Lifetime, maybe Investigation Discovery. I will take whatever it is. It's the only impression I can do. And, listen, if he wants to have me play his son, then I'll stop wishing horrible things to happen to him. One of two ways. My career is depending on it.
Yeah, there it is. Well, Jeff Goldblum, I know you're watching right now, so you've heard the
Yes.
The demands. So obviously, this is something you need to pay attention to. Well, Gianmarco, so for everybody this weekend, so it's Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Helium Comedy Club. Anything you want to let the people of Portland know about?
Listen, look me up. Listen, I understand it's a big risk seeing a comedian. Look me up. I got hours and hours and hours of stuff online. Check me out. It's going to be a good time. Here's what happens with people who like comedy. They wait until someone's really famous. When you go see a really famous comedian, guess what? They don't have time to work on the comedy anymore. They're making money doing movies and doing Capital One commercials. This is the time to see a comedian because I need to be good still. So trust me, this is the moment to see it. It is at a real comedy club, not some theater, not some stadium. It is the comedy club. That's where you're going to get the best version of stand-up comedy. And I promise you, I am in my prime. So go get your tickets now. 5 shows, Helium Comedy Club.
Go see all 5 of them because each one could be different depending on the crowd work. So
Yes.
there it is. Gianmarco, thank you very much for joining us today. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks for being here on Fox 12 Now.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. All right, and for everybody watching too, again, we are live streaming, so thanks for joining us. We have a wide range of topics that we cover here on this show, and including coming up here at 1:30 p.m. So whatever platform you're watching me on, you can join me right back here. We're going to be talking to the Portland Pickles GM. Yes, the Portland Pickles, our baseball team. We're going to be talking to the GM, and we're going to be covering the fact that there's now going to be THC-infused drinks served at a baseball game. They say it's the first sports team in America to have this, so we're going to be doing that. That'll be coming up here just at 1:30. So again, whatever platform, join me right back here. In case you can't tell, we're live. So thanks for joining us. Talk to you soon. I'm Greg Dillard. This is Fox 12 Now.